What's up, everybody? Back for another episode today of Brushing on Bat with Colby White. Do apologize. Guy Colby's out doing his thing and with the baseball minor leagues. He is busy working on getting that arm back to 100%. So I'm having to run solo with a few episodes. But, lucky for me, I'm getting to talk to some really amazing people while Colby's out doing his thing. And today, we had started a series a few weeks back trying to highlight some of the young athletes of the county. We called it The Moment's Never Too Big. And I believe this will probably be the last episode of that series. And I think we ended with a bang. The young lady I've got here with me today is a senior at West Marion High School. That's in Foxworth, Mississippi. For those of you that are listening from all across the U.S. and the world that have no idea where Foxworth, Mississippi is, it's about the size of your local Walmart if you live in somewhere like New York. So, like I said, Olivia Miller is my guest today. We call her the Thriller, Olivia Miller. Well, we just started that about 30 seconds ago. So if it sticks, I get credit for it. All right, Olivia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Olivia's a hard person to catch up with. We actually were going to do this show last week, and we're just going to blame it on her father. We're not going to blame it on her being, locked in, trying to win, the state championship and all that kind of stuff. We'll just blame it on her father and move on. I don't know if Nolan's within earshot of this, but there you go, Nolan. You get credit for that. All right, Olivia, I could talk to you about one thing or a lot of things. One thing that sticks out is, and we were talking about this just before we started recording, you happen to be the young lady that set the Mississippi state single season record this year, 2023. You finished the season with 14 home runs. And you go, well, 14 home runs. Okay, 14 home runs. Her nearest competitor was 5 home runs away. And I'm not talking about in her own class, which she plays in. You guys are in 3A, right?
Yes, sir.
There's 7 classes here in the state of Mississippi. So she hit more home runs than any other young lady that plays softball in the state of Mississippi over 7 classes. So that's quite an accomplishment. Now, we'll dabble in some other stuff that you've done, top 15 this and top 10 that, and pretty much, everything player for West Marion. And we're not going to just do that. We're not just going to talk about you tonight. We're going to highlight a few of your teammates too, because we know you are the consummate team player. So, as a senior in high school, we should jump right in and ask you, when are you going to commit to play at Mississippi State for softball team? But we won't do that right now. You said you're still working on that, and I respect that. So let's do something else. For those that have no idea who Olivia Miller was until about 3 minutes ago, why don't you tell us who Olivia Miller is? Like, take us back. First of all, I need to tell everybody this. This young lady is the youngest of 6 kids. Now, are you the only girl in the group?
Oh, no, sir.
Oh.
I have an older sister.
Okay. But you got a bunch of brothers ahead of you. A bunch of them. And they did some raising on you, didn't they? They showed you how to play ball.
Yeah, they helped out. There
you go. See, I thought she was going to say, oh, yeah, they showed me everything. But no. She does very well on her own. Trust me. All right. So take us back to, first of all, you play softball. What else do you do at West Marion?
I played basketball this past year. I actually have been playing since 7th grade.
Okay. So are you torn between the two sports? Like, do you enjoy one more than the other?
I enjoy softball more. I like to play basketball to just kind of stay in shape for softball. But
cross training, the Bo Jackson effect. Love it. I wish you were old enough to even know who Bo Jackson is. Your dad will appreciate that.
Yeah, my dad.
Oh my God. I thought she was fixing to say she knows who Bo Jackson is. I got really excited for a second there. All right. So you play basketball to cross train. That's a brilliant idea. Now, you would pursue basketball at the next level, or are you locked in 100% on playing softball until they tell you can't play anymore?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty much locked in on softball. Yeah, I let basketball go, obviously.
Now, how far back does softball go? I heard you say 7th grade basketball. How far, as long as you can pick a softball up you were playing?
Yeah, I was like 8 or 9, because I used to play with like the boys in baseball before I picked up softball.
And then you got too good for the boys, and they said go to the softball field. Is that what happened?
Yeah, we can say that. We can say
Okay.
that.
Hey, it's your story. You tell it the way you want to tell it. So, all right. So, local youth league stuff just around this area. Is that what you did? Did you travel ball and all that kind of stuff?
Yes, sir. When, around like ages 12 or 11, 12, that's when I started travel ball. And I've been playing ever since, school ball and travel ball.
All right. So, travel ball. I'm going to ask you. I ask everybody when the concept of travel ball comes up. And now, I personally, because I see it being a way to increase your odds of getting injured, shoulder strains and elbows and all that kind of stuff. Do you feel like it benefited you the time that you played? I mean, or is it just an opportunity to play, or did you actually benefit from it?
Oh, I've benefited a lot from it, actually. Like, you're introduced to more like competition and more just like, it's just, I don't know. It really made me better. Yeah, the pitching's better. Everything's just, it's more competition and stuff. Really.
I understand. So what you're saying, essentially, you're saying you were too good for everybody around here. You had to play travel ball. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be that good. It's okay. Trust me. All right. Before we go any farther, I heard a rumor that you have one of your teammates just happens to be at your house right now.
Yes, she's
here. Drag her in there and let me see what.
She's coming. She's on her way. I gotta move over.
She getting her hair just right. Is that what it is?
Oh no, she was actually getting my hair right.
Okay, all right.
She's coming though.
Who? Why don't you go ahead and introduce her? Who are we fixing to talk to?
Miss Paris Thompson.
Oh, Miss Paris Thompson. Well, hello, Paris. Want to slide over a little bit? We don't want to miss you now. Paris. I don't want to bring this up. It's probably a sore subject. The young lady sitting beside you, she led the state in home runs this year.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not even talking about you actually hit 8 home runs yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now, was that second? That was second on your team, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's the deal. Did you kind of slacked up a little bit, let her get a little shine this year? Because you usually outperform her every year up to this point, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see. Look, you got her agreeing with you over there. All right. So y'all also are related.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have Miller blood flowing through you somewhere, Ms. Thompson?
Probably a little bit. A little bit.
We chatted about this before we got started with her father, and I kind of assumed when I heard the Miller name that y'all were all related to the famous Miller boys that had come through the West Marion area. I didn't know that y'all were. I didn't know Olivia was their sister. I figured there was a cousin somewhere down the line. All right, so Paris, if you are sitting across the table from a college recruiter, it's a hard job I'm fixing to give you now. Tell me, as a college administrator, as an athletic administrator, why I want Olivia Miller on my team.
She's a performer, a hard worker, and she's crazy fast. Hard out, and she just disciplined and know what to do in tough situations.
So she's going to outwork any other girl I got on the field. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Except you, of course.
Yeah. It's going to be a competition.
She also told me that y'all's softball team's pretty young this year. Are you two the only seniors on the team?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I asked her earlier. She won't go ahead and commit live that she's going to Mississippi State to play softball. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what are your plans? Where are you headed?
I'm headed.
Yeah, where are you headed?
Alcorn State.
Alcorn State. So is that a done deal? You've already committed. You signed and everything. You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
So when do you leave out?
I'm not really sure. Sometime in August.
Okay, so you're not going to go up in the summer and go ahead and get started and take classes and all that kind of nonsense.
No, sir.
You're going to enjoy this last summer, right?
Right.
That's right, because it's fixing to get real. Now look, we need to work on you a nickname now, just like we did her earlier, because NIL deals, that's where the real money's at. Real money. Remember, so work on that. Let's see, Paris Thompson. I'll work on that. I'll get back to you. Okay. All right. Let's jump back into it. Tell me since you two are the only seniors on the team, Tell me what underclassman next year is going to take, or I guess it'd be the next two. Tell me the two underclassmen that are going to take the slack that you guys, when you leave, who's going to take up the slack? Who's going to be those two players that are going to step into the roles you guys played?
Gracie Odom for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Gracie Odom would just happen to be the coach Corey Odom's daughter.
Yes.
What position does she play? Or does she? I mean, she might play multiple positions.
Yeah. Well, for this past season, they third and short most of the time.
Okay. Is she crazy fast like the Thriller, Olivia Miller?
I don't know.
You got it rolled off your tongue there, the Thriller. That's nice. You like that, huh? Yeah, we'll work on yours. Don't worry, Paris. We'll work on yours. From Paris with Love, Thompson. I love it right there. I got it. Write it down. All right. What about I'm trying to think of some more. Another young lady I want to ask you guys about. Izzy. What is Izzy's last name?
Pittman.
Izzy Pittman. Now, Izzy Pittman, I was told, is a pretty decent pitcher. That's just what I've told. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch her. I made a couple of games, and it seemed like every time I got over there, she wasn't pitching. So what grade will she be in next year?
She'll be a sophomore.
Yeah, she'll be in 10th grade.
Sophomore. Okay. So, oh my gosh, she was just a freshman this year. She did really good then. Because I don't know. I pulled the numbers up earlier. I believe she had let's see. I was sitting there trying to find the numbers. Oh, Olivia Miller is super fast. Olivia, do you realize you came in second in stolen bases in the state this year?
I didn't know.
You didn't know that, did you? I bet Paris did, because Paris said you're super fast. Take a wild guess, Paris. How many stolen bases do you think she had this year? I'll make it easy for you. It was more than 30 and less than 50.
42.
Oh, Olivia, she knows you better than you know yourself. She had 40. You had 42 stolen bases this year. Yeah, I'm just scanning through the numbers. It's just insane numbers coming up here. Insane numbers.
That is
All right. So let's see. I was trying to think. Oh, yeah, here we go, right here. Wins. Y'all should know this. If Izzy's as good as y'all think she is, how many wins y'all think Izzy had this year? First of all, how many wins did y'all have total?
30. Over 30.
Yeah,
no, it's 30. 29.
It was like 31.
I don't know. Y'all played the season. All right, so let's say y'all had 29 wins. That sounds about right. I didn't pull up all y'all stats because I thought y'all actually knew this stuff. All right, so Izzy Pittman. How many wins did Izzy Pittman have this year? It was more than 15 and less than 20.
I want to say 18.
Yeah, 17, 18.
Yeah, 18 wins. So she was an integral part of y'all's team this year.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, with you two hitting home runs and her throwing that the way she's throwing, how in the world didn't y'all win state? Let's talk about that for a minute. I'm telling you, first of all, you two have played since what with the school? 7th grade?
Mm-hmm.
And by far, this is the best season you guys. I'm from a making it through the playoffs standpoint y'all have ever had. Matter of fact, that's the school in the softball programs ever had. Tell me, first of all, two moments. What was it like when you actually won South State?
Oh,
what feeling just took over at that moment? Like when you realized, oh my God, we just did something that no other, you see what I'm saying?
I think it was just like initial shock. I couldn't really believe it. So I'm just like looking at everybody and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I couldn't really grasp it all at the moment.
Well, as the two seniors, I'm pretty sure everybody had eyes on y'all to see how y'all were reacting.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Y'all weren't bawling and sobbing and all that work. Thank goodness. I'm glad to hear that didn't happen. All right, now let's turn the coin. What did it feel like after you knew it was over at state? When that last out was recorded?
Yeah.
I mean, I know y'all were super excited to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going. You can't take that away from you. But what was that feeling like to know that Well, and not only your season was over, but you guys' high school career was over. I know. Look, I see the sadness in Olivia's eyes right now. She ain't the thriller right now. She finna be the baller.
Only because I was the last out. That's why I'm so sad about it. I had to be the last out. So, yeah, that wasn't too great.
Golly. I bet you glad it wasn't you, huh? Yeah. Paris like, I'm glad it wasn't me. What was it like, Paris? I mean, that just a sinking feeling, absolutely like, I think what was so weird though is, I mean, I know you guys lost state and that's disappointing, but then you guys are probably on the bus before y'all realized, well, that's the last time I'm ever going to put this uniform on.
Yeah. I was thinking about that.
That's when it hit you. That's when it hit you. That's what really like took the air out of you, right?
It actually hit me at graduation when we're like getting our diploma and stuff. That's when it really hit me. I don't know why I took that.
Really? Interesting. Well, yeah, because I mean, I guess you two both know y'all gonna be playing softball somewhere else next year, but it's nothing compares to high school, though, right?
It's a different feeling. Because
I mean, seventh grade, and I'm assuming you two have played beside each other forever.
Yeah, travel ball.
Did you ever, Olivia? Did you ever figure out when you picked up a softball for the first time? We asked you earlier, and you was like, "Well, Paris, when did you pick up a softball for the first time?"
Yeah, the same time.
Yeah. Y'all were the same team. Y'all always played on the same team and all that kind of stuff.
It was one time we didn't play on the same team, and it was like our world ended just for a minute. We were like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?"
That was brutal. Yeah, sliding in, taking each other out, and all that kind of stuff. I know. See, Chris, you missed the first part of our conversation when Olivia said she had to play travel ball because she was just so much better than everybody else. You missed that part. I mean, I don't know if she meant you. I think she just kind of meant generally everybody, in the area. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I didn't say that. All right, so Olivia, and I'm trying to think. I put it in the notes of this episode so I wouldn't forget it. You finished in like the top, I want to say like the top 15 in batting average. You finished in the top 10 in slugging percentage. You finished, number 1 overall in home runs, number 2 in stolen bases. I don't know. I didn't even pull because you pitched some too. I didn't even pull that information. They tell me you're not a hack at pitching either. So. It's tough being you. I understand. Can't everybody be the thriller, Olivia Miller? All right. So, quick couple of questions here. I've got to know, how many since 7th grade? I'm assuming y'all had the same coach in 7th and 7th and 8th grades considered junior high. You had the same coach during that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've had how many high school coaches have you had?
Yeah.
So you had. Now I wasn't sure when Corey took over the program. I knew he was the softball coach now. So we can be honest. I mean, like nobody's really going to hear this except for a few thousand people that watch this video. Is your coach you had this year better coach than you had previously? You can tell the truth.
I think they're both pretty good. They just have different coaching styles, I think.
You know what it was? Corey gets all up in your face screaming and hollering and pointing his finger.
He definitely gets more excited. He's more, I guess, vocal and emotional. But
Okay. So you like that? Is that a coaching style you guys enjoy?
Yeah.
I know y'all have had a bunch. Listen, if y'all been playing ball since y'all were 4 years old, y'all have had a bunch of coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all probably even had dads and uncles and brothers and cousins and everything else coaching y'all at some point. Is it tough? Was it tough for y'all to be coached by family?
Well, I guess you can say that because they hold you to like a different standard because they know what you can do and stuff. So like they expect maybe more out of you, which is understandable though. I mean, I would like to be held to that different standard to really just make myself push more and stuff like that.
What did either one of y'all run into and I know because I coached my kids when they were growing up. Did y'all ever run into that deal from the teammate? It's like, well, yeah, of course you're going to play shortstop. Your dad's the coach, your uncle's the coach, or your brother's the coach. You know what I'm saying? They thought you were getting favorite. I know it's probably happened to both of y'all because I mean y'all both talented athletes. So I mean, how'd y'all handle that? You'd be like, man, come on, I'm gonna show you how good I am. I'm so good, I got to play travel ball because ain't nobody around here no good.
No. No.
It's tough for her to be humble. It really is. I mean, she's just out here talking noise, Paris, talking noise.
I'm not.
All right. So coming up through the years, you played all this ball. You gone to school. Both of y'all went to West Marion your entire from kindergarten or first grade all the way up to 12th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all ever at any time think, I'm pretty good? There's some schools around here that, maybe gave me, maybe hit me up on Snapchat or something, said, hey, I got a spot over here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
And y'all know it happens. And I don't know if y'all have ever been approached. I know it happens a lot with young men that play baseball. I don't know about softball. I'm assuming as good as you two ladies are, I'm assuming y'all probably got a call or two back in the day. So did y'all ever contemplate, like leaving West and going somewhere else?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They was a stretch there when it was probably a little bleak, huh? I understand. Listen, sometimes you get out there and give it everything you got, and it just don't pan out. I mean, it's y'all got really fortunate because y'all got a pretty solid little team around y'all. Mm-hmm. I was shocked at the amount of talent that you ladies, that you put together. And then when you told me that, I just assumed the little girl was the Izzy Pittman that was pitching. I just assumed she was sophomore or junior. You said she's a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all got really fortunate to get some real athletes around y'all because it takes a whole team to go as far as you guys did this year. Mm-hmm. You can't ride one player or two players or even three players. And I'm assuming that the two of y'all went out every day. Let me ask you a question. When you guys went to practice every day, there was no checking out days. Like you guys went out there and you gave everything you had at practice every day because you knew the younger players were watching y'all.
Yeah, because
you knew if you took a day off, what was going to happen. Like I said, well, you take a day off, I take a day off.
Sorry. There were definitely times where, we didn't want to be out there. We were tired and stuff, but, because of how they look at us, if they see, oh, they're tired, so they're taking off, I'm just going to do the same. Or we want them to have that mindset to where, oh, they're tired, but they're still, putting in the work and practicing. We want them to, still do it like that instead of just take days off, try to be positive role models.
Okay, ladies, is that coming from coaches you've had in the past that's drilled that in your head, or is that coming from you? Like, is that how you were? That's how you were raised. That's the minute you pick that ball up, you want to be the best thing on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And you want it. And the only way to be the best is you got to beat the best to be the best. So I bet you guys wish y'all had one more shot at who was that y'all were playing? Boonville. Is it Boonville? I bet y'all wish y'all had one more shot at Boonville. Yeah. Which I'm gonna be honest with you, ladies. I when I heard y'all had Boonville, I said, oof, that's gonna be a tough one because I knew how good Boonville, the Boonville's in 3A, they're a really good softball team. They really are. And they got good coaching staff and they always got good players and and up in the north part of the state, they do a little bit more of what we talked about. Hey, you're pretty good. You want to come on and play with us? They do a lot more of that up north than they do, which they have to because, well, y'all know, y'all go to a 3A school. I mean, if y'all went to a 5A school, just to think of the amount of talent that y'all would have to draw from. I mean, they'd be 2 or 3 Olivia Millers and 2 or 3 Harris Thompsons. And, it's in a little 3A school, there's a lot of pressure on y'all. Because you not only got to perform on the ball field, you got to perform everywhere. You got to perform in the classroom. Because now, speaking of classroom, how are we doing? We graduated with honors and all that kind of stuff, and they ready. I mean, y'all could have walked on the campus academic just like you could athletic, right? Dude, y'all do I tell you what, then y'all do the ultimate. Y'all go ahead and take the academic scholarships and give them 2 athletic scholarships. Somebody else, somebody needs it. See, it's bad when you're so smart and you're so good athletically. You just double gifted. I don't know. So that's why I'm trying to tell y'all need to keep going at the rate you're going because you got to be able to let those young people, and see, I can call you old now because you seniors. Y'all couple old women now. So yeah, y'all grown now. Or like, y'all probably been grown since y'all was 14. I bet y'all tell you this all the time when y'all was 14. Oh, I grown. I grown. I know I heard it. I had two girls I had two daughters and a son, and my two daughters at 14 years old was grown. I'm grown. I wish you were. Move out. You know what I'm saying? Get out of my house. All right. So we go all the way back. We've played ball forever since you're 3 or 4 years old. Now your high school career is behind you. Now Paris, she ain't dragging around. She ain't playing games. She already knows where she's going. So Paris, what's the goal? You gonna play softball as long as they'll let you?
Oh, yes, sir.
And then what you want? What when you grow up? What you want to be when you grow up? What are you going to school to do?
I'm going to major in education.
Okay, coming back, gonna be a school teacher,
Right.
at the high school level.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, like kindergarten.
I hear you. Yeah. Before they get disrespectful, get them when they love. Because after about the 2nd grade, they disrespectful. They'll talk all kind of stuff to you. All right, Olivia, it's time for the announcement. Where are we actually going to school at? I mean, this is a perfect opportunity to go ahead and tell everybody where you're going. Just saying.
I still have to work out some things.
Still got to work out some things. Here we go. Boy, she is playing that game. How many? Let me ask you a question. Either one of y'all got an NIL deal lined up yet? I'm gonna have to. I got a lady I'll put y'all in touch with. Go ahead and get y'all some NIL. Paris, we still gonna have to work on something for you. I mean, I got the Thriller Olivia Miller down. That is money right there. I got to work on something for you though. I don't know. Paris Thompson. We might have to change your last name. Will that be a problem? We'll just change your last name. No, that wouldn't be a problem, or that'd be okay. All right, all right. So, here's an easy one for you, Olivia. Even though you won't tell us where you're going to school or where you're playing ball, what's your goal? Like, what do you when you can't play ball no more? When they finally tell you to put the softball down, you're done. What are you gonna do when you grow up?
I want to work in the radiology field, do X-rays and stuff like that.
Okay. Crazy money. Trying to make that crazy money. Now, see, Paris is she's a little bit more of a servant there. I mean, you helping them people in the medical field, but Paris is going to go back and be broke as a school teacher.
I ain't going to be broke.
So help my sister out now. She's going to be broke as a school teacher. If she in Mississippi, if she goes somewhere else, she'll make pretty good money. So, girl, just keep going to school. Get you master's or doctorate or whatever, and just teach at the college level. That's where the money's at. So, yeah. Hey, and I just realized what kind of shirt you got on. You're going to have to get off my video because that looks like an Ole Miss shirt you got on.
No, it was like an all-star shirt.
Oh, it was an Ole Miss shirt. You just finna have to get off my broadcast. Let me. All right, so couple more questions for you guys, and we'll let y'all get out of here because I know y'all busy. Y'all graduated seniors, and y'all got places to go and people to meet and all that kind of stuff. All right. Well, first of all, and now this is after the fact. I wish I could have got with y'all before y'all played in the state. That speech, who gives that speech? Like in the biggest game of your life, which one is it? Do you two fight over who's going to give that speech?
No, we both give it, but she goes first. And then
I mean, she like a preacher. She like hammering it home. I mean, is it like loud vocal just in your face?
Well, she's pretty calm with it, but it sticks in your head. Like she really gets through to you, but it's kind of calm.
Well, she's going to be a school teacher. She's got to have that kind of skill to be able to do that. All right, so you're not. What are you like? What's your style? Like, what are you?
I'm kind of more in your face a little bit. Like I just really want you to get it. Like
Well, I mean, you were raised with older brothers, so you're used to that. You probably had to beat them up a couple of times when you was coming up too, didn't you?
I would try, but it probably wouldn't be successful this time.
It wouldn't work. Oh, you just beat them on the ball field. I see how it is. I got you. All right, so style of delivery. She's more, a little bit more, politically.
She has more patience than I do. I don't have.
Oh, she got patience. Oh, listen, patience is a virtue. If she got patience, she better hold on to it. All right, so 10 years from right now. This is 2023. So in 2033, you two walk back on the campus at West Marion High School as they retire y'all's numbers out there and hang them out there on the fence side at West Marion. And y'all are giving y'all's acceptance speech or whatever it's called, for having your number retired. What are y'all doing 10 years from now? And what are you saying? What message are you bringing to the young people that are sitting there listening to it? We'll let the school teacher go first. What are you saying? First of all, in 10 years, if they call y'all back and say, hey, we're retiring y'all's numbers, that's a pretty big honor.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure there's not many numbers retired at West Marion. So,
Sure.
So first of all, you kind of get over the shock of it. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Retire my number? Ain't no way. And then you come to West Marion, probably the first time you'll be back on campus within 10 years. Because if you're going to, I'm not making fun of that. I'm a West Marion graduate myself. I graduated in 1987, and y'all don't even know, that's so long ago, y'all don't even know when that was. Like, I want to say like Ronald Reagan was the president then. Y'all probably don't even know. They probably ain't taught y'all who Ronald Reagan is. So.
We know who Ronald Reagan
is. Outstanding. All right. Still teaching history. Thank God. All right. So I understand though, but that was ever how long ago that was, 40 years, 35 years ago, whatever it was. And I literally have only been on West Marion's campus like 3 times in 30 years. So to say that might be the first time y'all ever, that y'all step back on campus in 10 years wouldn't be a stretch. Like y'all might be so busy doing stuff that's the first time y'all come back. First of all, the softball complex will be amazing.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to continue to win and money's going to continue to be generated. And there might even be a dome. Y'all might be closed that thing. Lord knows y'all need to because them mosquitoes is unbelievable. All right, just a side note for all the others, they call it the swamp is what they call the softball baseball complex the swamp. So, all right, so 10 years. You guys are back. Your softball career, I don't know. It might not be over. Y'all might play college ball and then somebody sees y'all and y'all might be playing some semi-pro or some professional somewhere. So y'all might still be playing softball by that point. But if you're not, let's show a little bit of reason here. Let's say your college career, your softball career is over and you're doing your own thing. And you come back. So what's the message you guys are? Because I know the experiences that y'all been put through from the 7th grade to the 12th grade have molded y'all into the 2 young ladies you are right now. Being on that softball field, playing against each other, with each other, against you, with your teammates and all that, have made y'all the 2 young ladies you are. So what's the message that the give back message, I guess is what you call it. What would you say? And look, whatever she says, the thriller Olivia Miller, you can't copy her. Okay. You got to be something original. So whatever she says, you got to say something different. So what about it, Paris?
I think, I'll say, I'll reminisce, of course, and then you're like, just keep working hard. You can get to where you want to be if you keep working hard. And I'll say the old motto, stay hungry, stay humble, and just go get them.
See, she even finished with the motto, so you can't even use that now. Well, yeah, I'll allow it. I'll allow it if that's how you want to finish today. So what are you saying to these young ladies when you come, or it'd be everybody, because it's going to be a lot of folks there. If they retire y'all's number, they're going to be a lot of people there. So what are they saying?
Oh goodness, yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah, try to be humble now. Don't say something like, "Look, I played travel ball because I whipped all of y'all back in the day." So show some humility when you're saying all this now, okay? Yeah.
Oh, I would just tell them to continue to work hard. Keep the mindset of I can rather than I can't, because that really won't do any good. And yeah, I'm going to use the motto: stay hungry, stay hungry.
Absolutely. The motto is good. Well, see, that'll probably on the center field wall by that point. It'll be emblazoned on the wall. So y'all just point out that way and go, that right there. All right, so all these young ladies, and young men too, because there's a lot of baseball players that are big fans of the softball team. I was shocked, because when I brought up the idea to some folks that we were going to have one of the softball girls on, the baseball players were excited to hear that. So where, like, the message that you guys are bringing to them, it's something that y'all live every day. It's not something that y'all just do between the lines. It's a lifestyle. So when the last thing you say to your teammates before y'all go off to do whatever, before Olivia ends up going to Mississippi State to play softball, or you, sorry, I'm going to just keep saying it till you agree to it. Paris already knows where she's going. Make a decision. All right. So you ladies go off to play your softball and to go to school and get your education, continue your education. Is the one thing you're telling your teammates, first of all, gonna miss you guys, love y'all. We'll stay in touch. That kind of, we all say that. Are you going to stress to them whatever the motto was? What was it? What did you just tell me, Paris?
Stay hungry, stay humble.
Yeah, stay hungry, stay humble. That's fantastic. I love that. But are you also going to stress to them it is equally as important to stay hungry and stay humble in the classroom as it is on the ball field?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that kind of gets forgotten. But like, if you do bad in the classroom, then they're kind of just going to ignore the fact that you're good at whatever sport you play. It's just like, if you can't get it done in the classroom, then I can't deal with that. Yeah.
I understand. Well, I tell you, y'all's parents are excited to hear that, because a lot of them, we'll talk to, especially some of these young guys, and they're like, oh, yeah, I want to play ball for, the next 20 years. Dude, you need to get an education. The chance, the whole deal about going pro and stuff, it's like, the percentage gets so small where it's like, I don't know, like 28 100ths of a percentage or something like that every athlete goes pro. That's insane. So, all right, ladies, cannot thank y'all enough for being on here tonight. Paris, thank you for doing something with Olivia's hair. The Thriller needed some work done on her hair. We appreciate that. I'm glad you hung around so you could be part of our story too. For our listeners, if you have not checked out West Marion softball, these two young ladies are a perfect example of why they are as successful as they are, and big things coming. These two young ladies will tell you they're seniors, but there's big things coming out of that program because it's a young class. It just happened to be led by two outstanding young ladies that were seniors, and that's time they're passing the torch. They've already told you guys who's going to pick up, the slack and keep it going. And you never know, one day, 10 years from now, we might be talking to the Thriller and we might be talking to Paris, and nobody even knows who they are. Nah, I'm just playing with you. They're going to know who you are, because you're the Thriller Olivia Miller. See, we've already started that. And I'm still working on your name, Paris. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to get it to you. All right. Okay, thank you, ladies, enough. Guys, if you get an opportunity to check them out. Hey, before y'all get out of here, though, I always let every guest, if you want to share any of your social media handles where anybody that is listening to the show might want to follow y'all's guys' progress, where y'all going, what y'all doing. Don't know what y'all on. I mean, I know you're not on Facebook because that's old person stuff.
We have Facebook.
Probably not on Twitter.
We're on Twitter too.
Oh, you're on Twitter. You're on Facebook and Twitter?
Yeah.
Y'all a couple of old souls. I'm assuming you're on Snapchat. Yes. Snapchat. What else they got? I don't know. I'm too old to know any of this stuff. So. All right, but like I said, if you guys want to share your stuff, you can. If you don't, no big deal. I just know that we have a lot of listeners that sometimes like to follow the progress of the players. So, but anyway, all right. Yeah, you ladies got anything y'all want to add before y'all get out of here? Any closing statement? I mean, this is a little sliver of posterity here. This video will be around until Jesus comes back. So. I know, pretty scary. I told Livy that earlier before we started recording. She got all nervous, like all tense and stuff. Yeah, she's worried about watching it later. I said, girl, you're going to be able to watch it anytime. Because as soon as I hit the end broadcast, it's going to be there forever. So what we got?
Nothing. Just thank you for having us.
Hey, I'm excited that you finally made time for me. And little did I know Paris was going to make it on the video too. So, yeah, I should have held out to get Izzy and little Grace Odom on there too. We actually should have done a team thing. That's what I should have done. I'm sorry that I left your teammates out. Tell them I do apologize. So, yeah, I talked to your coach, and your coach, can stand at a pulpit and preach all day long, but didn't want to get on this video. So I just had to get on it about that. All right, guys, can't thank y'all enough. And for our listeners, We'll see y'all next week. Olivia Miller, Paris Thompson, thank y'all for being here, and we'll see y'all next Sunday. And if it changes, we'll let you know.